Well, hello, hello. Welcome to sequel 2. Putting a little of Holy Trinity incense here. Oh, holy smokes. Literally. All right, welcome to Noah's Arts. I'm Noah, and this is Sunday, okay? Yesterday, Saturday, I did the initial theme, sex addiction, denied, ignored, and hidden. All right. So if you haven't not checked that out, you should, because this is a sequel. I wanted to do this only to clarify a few things that may be misconstrued, but I don't think so. I think I was pretty straight. I just want to add a few things and, yeah, sure, clarify a few things. Also, I was looking through some of the readings today, general readings. It's not, shouldn't take it personal, right? But anytime I see something like, you can't force it, you can't force it to love you. Oh, that really, it's like a kick in the nuts, And because, it's like talking about control. Hey, those two things, that's not what I'm about. And I've never been about that. And this is why I've been fortunate in the past to have abundant women, because I'm not about the macho thing and try to control and all this kind of stupid stuff. Let them be who they are. And if they got it together, they can be whoever they are, right? But this is a show that's been, it's dedicated and devoted to convey spirituality, to convey the difference in your behavior as far as it's the first, the second, and the third dimension that you're operating in, or you operate in the higher dimensions. Okay? So we want to try to get you to at least to the fifth dimension. Okay? Because you can think you're slick and you can do all this kind of stuff and you get away with it and all this that's immature, that's irresponsible. Okay? Because when you screw with the wrong person, it's over, my friend. Then you're going to be hit with a rude awakening. It's like, wow. You have to get hit hard with something so you could change your behavior pattern. Okay? And, but this is about, again, focusing on sexuality, on sex addiction. Okay? Sex addiction has and will continue to be tragic, okay, in your lives. Just like being an alcoholic, or just like being a drug addict, alcohol, drugs, sex, even food, okay? That's called gluttony, I believe, obesity. You don't want to do that. In fact, you know what? Got to pat myself in the back because I lost 10 pounds and I only have 15 more to go to get to the pretty much how I usually have been in the past. I fluctuate between 190, 200. Anything beyond 200, it's already going to a whole thing. So, yes, I'm 15 pounds away from that, and again, and hey, listen, if you've been following me, I surely appreciate you because you appreciate me, and this is a mutual thing, right? In this type of relationships, with the only way to combat sex addiction is to, like anyone else, to admit to it. Now, don't deny it. You keep denying, you're lying to yourself, and you're being stubborn and stupid, and you're lying to those who love you, those who wish you the best, those who want the best for you, or they're trying to love you. They're trying to reach out and truly love you. And some men are, and some women are wise enough and mature enough to say, well, they're going to have to go through, what they're going to have to go through to get to where they need to be. In this case, again, nothing about control, nothing about forcing anyone to do anything. It's ridiculous. That's like rape. And that's not happening here. And it's never happened because never had the motivation or the need nor the desire, because, wow, it was offered to me pretty much. And sometimes I go for it, the conquest, the this, the back port, some women are very aggressive, just like men, and you don't really need to do too much. You just they gotta capture your attention, and that takes me to the sixth chakra. The intuitive thing. Where it's just like, oh wow, we seem to know each other. Or not too long ago, I met somebody, and I was walking around the room looking for my client, and she was just kind of checking me out. I noticed, and then I went next to her. I said, "Do we? I'm sorry. Do we know each other? Have we met?" No. But she gave me that flirtatious thing, and then it's like, okay, we could go out. She says to talk, and so I give her my card number and things, and she did call me on a full moon, the last full moon, I think it was, and it just happened to be a full moon. When I brought it to her attention, she didn't know what it meant and stuff, and then I guess she thought I was like, I don't know, some sorcerer, some witch, some kind of somebody deals with the moon and stuff like that. So hey, listen, the worst thing you need, or the least thing you need, is to be misunderstood, to have things that you say misconstrued, whether it's deliberately or because of ignorance, and we know ignorance is the word means it is not knowing of something. You're ignorant of certain subject. We're not all aware of everything, so no matter what high IQ you have, whatever, it's not about, you're just not informed about certain things. You don't have that data. You don't have that stored up here. So what we want is to, now stupid, stupid is a whole different thing. It's like somebody, and I don't mean anything about, people with learning disabilities. No, stupid is somebody that is in his right mind, and he's, it's just that can't learn, especially when a person or an individual cannot learn because, through mistakes have cost him and everybody around and everybody involved. It's caused them pain, sorrow, distortion, chaos. But that's why denying, okay, going back to the sexual addiction theme here, denying just doesn't work, okay? So to get with the program and get to know get to the realization of things, right? Because that's what we need to do in order to advance and to leave that stuff behind. Okay, so hidden. We spoke about hidden because you want to continue to hide the fact, and sometimes they say, well, no, it's my private life, and I do, and it's no one else's business. Well, I understand that too. I had a crush on somebody a few years back, but she wanted me to be part of her web. She had a web of 3 men, and when I asked her, she just says, no, I need all 3 of you. And she was a good old girl, Scorpio, and the things, and then the secrets come in because nobody can know about each other, but yet she goes and and stings one and then goes to the other one. It's a web, you know, and I'm not interested in being part of that, you know. So that's why nowadays to be out there with players, players are going to be players, and if they're in that frame of mind and they got that spirit and they got that thing, that desire, that burning desire to just go out and get laid, you know. And again, the sex addiction can go way beyond that, you know. It could take you to way out there. And as I spoke yesterday, you'll check out that video. Um, I grew up, you know, as a young man being a professional musician, so I toured in every city and state I go to. I there's what you call the groupies, and so yeah, I mean, I remember once a drummer met one girl, and I had an extra pair of keys to the hotel room, and he asked me, and I said, sure, but I had an extra pair. In her eye, you see, well, this is the thing. I never talk out of my ass. I know what I know, and you know I perceive what I perceive, and I have the experience and everything else, right? So I saw in her eyes this sparkle, this kind of twinkle thing, but he thought he found somebody he could. I don't know. I mean, it's we're on tour, you know. But the thing is, he was very timid, young guy, and pretty much about my age. I was pretty young then, and so I kept a pair of keys, and so then later I said, okay, well let's go in the room. Again, let's tell him his time is out. You know, time has expired, and he did what he did, and we need the room. So, but the thing is, when we walked in there, and I'm talking to me and another friend of mine, actually the band leader, and her eyes just like, whoa. And she says, oh, wow, the more the merrier. And that was from her. And I guess, I don't know, the drummer guy, he was just like, yeah, he was shocked, though. Not shocked, but, you know, he was very surprised that she had that spirit. Bottom line, you know, sometimes we talked about nymphomania. Um, the energy is tremendous, and they don't even need drugs or anything. They just operate. I don't know, sexual energy. Just so more from evening to dawn, you know, and it's incredible. But that's what I'm saying. The sex addiction thing is it can be, well, you know, I don't know, you know, because in the future, and I've seen it before, and I've seen it happen many, many, many times. Because again, the type of woman that I've attracted most of my life um, has no limits and no restrictions. Mm, you know, a couple of them I don't like when they have no scruples. Uh, that's going a little too far. You know, way beyond what I want to be with whoever I want to be. I don't want to be with that. But the thing is, the other ones is just like, okay, the more the merrier, you know. And it's nowadays it's called gang bang thing, and nobody is, like I said, there's no rape or anything. It's just enjoyment, just like these girls enjoy it. That's what it is, you know. So that's extreme. Um, but that, you know, then again, you know, a lot of women that I've also met, they want to fulfill their fantasies. So, and they even like porno, and they even get jealous of a woman doing something that they would like to do, that they would like to experience. And I've heard and I've seen how they get jealous. It's like, whoa, that tells me a lot about their shallowness pretty much it's being shallow. It's not, again, this show is never about judgment. It's about trying to make sense of your life, your situation, as far as if it's a problem. Any addiction, again, sex, food, drugs, liquor, is destructive. It's always going to be destructive because if you don't do these things in moderation, hey, all hell breaks loose. What can I tell you? I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later. What else do I want to talk about here? Uh, as a musician, these things happen very often. It's a very common thing, you know, where the girls are not going to limit themselves to one, and if they do, great. I mean, it's happened before. Um, all right, not trying to make. All right. So, lastly, yes, you know, I think that my aim nowadays, since I haven't dated in a while because I've been restricting and obeying the laws that I swore to, you know, not regressing is it's a very, very important thing because once you regress, you step backwards instead of going forwards, and you're pretty much screwed because then you begin to lie, you begin to feel bad because you know you were weak, and so yeah, not to regress means that you do not stray away from decrees, from precepts, from testimonies, things that you swore to, because you don't want to go back to hell. Pretty much, you know. I mean, it's a very pleasurable world. Lust is a very pleasurable world, but again, as I mentioned yesterday, um, if it gets you know to where it's sadistical and, and everything else. I mean, you know, hey, look, everybody would like certain things, but again, in moderation, I suppose. But when it's something that you get addicted to, again, it's you know, kind of it's a bit demonic, you know, because and again, it's not about being fanatical or anything. It's just I know the feeling. I saw an image not too long ago. The woman was on her floor, and her look and her eyes. I mean, it was from the face. Um, looked like whoa, she was way out there in lust, but she looked older than what she really looks, and she didn't look as good looking. So at that to me, you know, like they say, the eyes of the soul, the windows to the soul. Well, that's what I saw, and it kind of freaked me out in a way. That scared me. It just said, "Wow," just, just it was very clear to me. So it was just me, my perception, my intuition, and listen, I don't know how long it's been now, but I thank you for tuning in. Let me see one more thing here. Oh yes, if anybody wishes to work with me as far as you know, um, because the dating thing, well, you know, it's like I would prefer now is to be able to not only love and lust for somebody, but you gotta love them here. The whole idea here is to you gotta use your heart, not just your heart on. Sorry to say, but not just the second chakra, the chakra, but the fourth chakra. Okay, that's the heart chakra, and you need to use that in unison with the six. Or yeah, you know, the chemistry's there, and intuitively you're attuned to each other. It's a wonderful thing, and it can be very. You can feel safe. You can feel relaxed. You can be yourself. And so you know, but to just use the second chakra, the sacral chakra, you know, it's just not going to be ever, you know, fulfilling or loyal. There's not going to be no loyalty. There's not going to be no trust. There's going to be. It's just going to be a sexual fucking thing. Okay, sexual addiction again, denied, ignored. Don't ignore. Don't continue to. If you feel you have this problem, do not continue to ignore it. You know, try to see if you can start afresh by coming to the realization, to the awareness. This is why this show is here to convey things that are going to increase the level of awareness. Okay, the level of consciousness. It's like, wow, up to the realization that, you know, look, you're not gaining any respect. You know, that's the other thing too. Come on, you got to get involved with all these guys. They got to share your body and all with all these women. I've had opportunities where I could share myself with, and I did not. So I never really been that bad, you know. Where no, because I never like to feel. I know my value. I've always known my value, and all I want to do is always wanted to do is just share myself with somebody that the right chemistry, that we can be in sync as far as, you know, like no arguments, no conflicts, no competition, no bullshit, just straight. I respect that, and that can be good enough as well. But the thing is now it's about loving, being in lust, being in love, and doing business. Why not? Doing business together, being very productive together. It's a union. It's a union of souls and a union of trust, okay, where you can make sure that this person, you will be working productively together and advancing and acquiring what we all have, the birthright, happiness. Okay, we have the birthright of love, happiness, and abundance. All right, with that, hallelujah. I thank you so much for tuning in. This is Sunday, and it's a full moon out there, and we can't see it here in Chicago. We have terrible, terrible weather. And I understand that other places do have the same problem here. But some places in the world are enjoying a beautiful full moon, depending on their where they're at, you know, in some other country or whatever. So thank you so much again. My name is Noah. This is Noah's Arts Entertainment, and I am that I am. And that's not going to change, my friends. It's only going to get better. Thank you again. I got my hair cut. So I look more handsome for you. And that's about it. I thank you. I like you. Look here. Subscribe. Okay, subscribe, share, and like. All right, that's always going to be the case at the end. Right? We all want that. Take care of yourselves. Be safe on this full moon day. And hasta la vista, my friends.